Feed the birds, 19.99 a bag. 19.99, 19.99, 19.99 a bag. Look at that. We do this every year. 19.99 a bag. That's a 20 kilo bag, which for people who aren't in metric land is about 44 pounds. Now, not everybody in the UK is completely metrical. The metric system in the UK only came in the 70s, and I was about 19 or 20 when it came in. So I still think in pounds. When I go to the shop, I think in both. I buy milk and I know it's litres, but I think in pints. If I buy a litre of milk, I'm thinking I'm buying 2 pints. When I put petrol in the car, I put it in litres, but I think in gallons. We do miles, we don't really do kilometres. I think younger people than me probably think kilometres and think kilograms, but then just recognise all the road signs say miles. We're at 50 years ago and we're still in a transition period. I was one of those who got in trouble in the 70s for protesting against it. Shopkeepers were put in prison because they wouldn't change from pounds, shillings and pence to metric. And the thing is, everybody says pounds, shillings and pence is more difficult than metric because metric is in multiples of 10, where a pound, shillings and pence was 12 pence to a shilling, 20 shillings to a pound, 240 pence to a pound. Now, if you're approaching it from the get-go, from now, well, yes, I can understand that it's much easier, but because I'd spent the first 20 years of my life working in pounds, shillings and pence, that was like second nature to me. I can still work in pounds, shillings and pence if I want to. So when we went metric, to all of us, all the young guns out there say, well, it's difficult, it's a lot easier, but it wasn't for us. We were just making a sideways step. Pounds, shillings and pence it just came second nature. You did the calculation without thinking about it. It was just like using metric, except we were using pounds, shillings and pence. And that's how it works. So everybody in America thinks we all use metric, but over here, because we are kind of in the Atlantic, we aren't part of mainland Europe. After 50 years, we're still in that transition, aren't we? Between metric and imperial. I still think in inches. There you go, for the birdies. We do this every year. As soon as winter comes in, or as winter is coming in and the food is getting less, we start putting stuff out. And a lot of people do. There's a lot of people I meet put birdseed out. The birds will get it, the squirrels will get it. Any that falls off the stumps, the ground feeding animals and birds will get it. I tend to put it on stumps, fence posts, because dogs will snaffle it up, and I'm not sure how good it is for dogs. I don't think it'll do them any harm, but I don't think it'll do them a great deal of good. But every year, so that's a 20 kilo bag, 19.99. The 20 kilo is 44 pounds, so it's a big bag, and that will last us probably a couple of months because they don't go too mad at it. So basically, over winter, I will spend about 40 quid, 40 pounds, feeding the animals. And I don't mind that, because let's face it, we've come along and taken over their habitat, haven't we? So the least we can do is help them get over the winter months. And it's a nice feeling when you know that they're coming into hard times. It's a nice feeling just to give back, isn't it? I think we all think that. I don't think anybody can argue otherwise. There you go. So we feed the birds and the other creatures this time every year, and that makes us good people. Have you noticed the thread of self-aggrandisement that is going through this video? Because if I don't big myself up, nobody else will. But it is a nice feeling. I think we as humans, most of us, and I think if we don't have a kind of altruistic thread running through our bodies, then there is something a bit wrong with us, really. We aren't the norm, because humans are like that, aren't we? It's like even the most evil soul on the planet loves his mum, loves dogs, loves little kittens, feels sorry for an animal. This is thread of empathy that runs through the human race, that sees everything else as lesser, as second. So we have to help it out. And the thing is, that is like a thread of arrogance, isn't it? We are arrogant. But for once, that arrogance has a good ending, has a good result. Because we look down and think we are better than you, so we have to help you out over winter, because you can't help yourself and you will die, and lots will. Even with our help, thousands of creatures across the world will die in the winter months. And it doesn't take much, does it? A bit of seed. If you can't afford to buy seed, there's food scraps. Animals will eat the food scraps. And people say, oh, don't do that. It attracts rats and vermin. So what? I mean, it's a play-off, isn't it? Some may say they deserve to live just like everything else, and I'm one of those people. But I also think that you can't target, you've not got a target audience of birds and squirrels. Other things will come along and benefit as well, because that happens in humanity, just like it does in the animal kingdom. And it just makes you feel good when you're out on a day like today. It's cold, the sun's shining, it's low in the sky, it's still fairly early. We've had an extra cup of coffee today, but we're out now. But it's still fairly early. Molly's enjoying it. Molly's running around like mad because she loves this weather. Molly, I worry about Molly all the time because she's getting old, and I'm thinking, is this going to be her last Christmas? Because she's 16 in June. That means she'll be 16 and a half, getting on for 17 next year, and I can't really see her being about. But then when I look at her, I just think, you're robust, not because she's walking a bit wobbly because she's got arthritis, but she's still bouncing about like mad. So let's hope, fingers crossed. But it's beautiful out here today. But it has gone quieter, the birds aren't singing as much, there's plenty of squirrels about. But like I say, it's just nice to be able to help them out a little bit. Because it's hard. We don't see it, do we? We just go to the supermarket, or the mall, or whatever you call it, or the corner shop, or we get on Amazon and we just order stuff, and it arrives by magic. It just arrives. 12 months of the year, 365 days of the year, we can gorge ourselves stupid if we want to. We can live like kings. We can eat our fill. We can drink our fill. We've got choice of what we want. Not everything's like that. When the winter months come in, things starve. While we're filling our guts, there we'll see some mammal, some bird, some lizard, lying on the ditch somewhere, dying of starvation. But we're alright. And there are wider ranging benefits for getting out in the countryside to feed the animals. Get out in the fresh air. Get out in the sunshine, what bit of sunshine we have left. And if you can't get out in the countryside, get out in your garden. And if you can't get out in your garden, Hang your arm out of the window and drop some seed on the windowsill. Sit inside, watch the birds feeding. Time flies when you feed the birds. We're out here, I've no idea what time it is, no idea how long we've been out, because I've been preoccupied finding stumps to put the seed on, and it keeps us out, and it keeps my limbs moving, it keeps my lungs moving, it keeps my mind going, and all the time I'm helping the wildlife. And there's something nice about that, isn't there? There's something nice about giving, especially at this time of year, this season. It's nice to get presents. It doesn't bother me. My daughter will be getting on to me saying, what do you want for Christmas? And I've never a clue, and I always just say I've not a clue, because I can't think of anything I want. But there's something nice about giving a gift, isn't there? Is it just seeing somebody's face? Is it the act of doing it? Is it the act of making someone's moment a bit nicer? But whatever the reason, whatever you get out of it, the fact of the matter is that you're doing good, you're doing the deed anyway. So it doesn't matter. If you get something out of it, then that's just a bonus anyway. If you go around feeding animals over winter, making sure they're looked after, making sure they've got as much chance to survive as we have, and you don't get anything out of it, then nothing lost anyway, is it? And I can't see anybody going out feeding the animals over winter and actually feeling worse off about it. That ain't going to happen. So basically, the worst that can happen is you go out feeding the birds, feeding the animals, feeding the wildlife, looking after things, breaking ice to make sure they've got water when the world is frozen over. The worst that can happen is you just go about your day and it does nothing. But I guarantee you that won't happen. I guarantee you will get a feeling of well-being out of it. You will. I guarantee it. Don't lie if you say you don't. You will. Because that's the way we humans are built. Because we're built on a framework, a pattern of goodwill, of kindness, of generosity. It is only things that have crept in over the time that we've been here on this earth that have turned many of us into not so generous people, greedy people, selfish people, cruel people, argumentative people, warring people. It's time that's done that. It's familiarity with each other that's done that. We started off just like babies start off, completely blameless. Primitive man going round hunting was working completely on instinct, and if you work completely on instinct, you are blameless. Animals that kill other animals, they're not doing it out of will. They're blameless. They're just doing it because they're doing it. So we feed the birds, and we feed the squirrels, and we feed the animals, and we make sure they survive the winter, because it's what we were. The part of us that makes us do that is the part of us that's what we always were, what we always will be. The good part of us, the good part of human nature. Human nature takes on so many different faces. It can be cruel, it can be kind, it can be generous, it can be mean. When we see animals not necessarily suffering, but when we see a time coming when they may suffer, we rally together, the altruism comes out, the kindness comes out. We want to help. Nobody's asked us to. Nothing has prompted us to, apart from a primal urge, a primal need to help a fellow creature, because that's all they are and that's all we were before we developed into the monsters we are now. We were just basic creatures, and I think it all harks back to that. Helping out. Some of us would rather help out creatures than help out our fellow man. And I don't know, that's a funny thing as well, because I think it's because creatures are defenceless against us. We can always, even the biggest animal in the world, even the most threatening creature in the world, hasn't got a patch on us, can't stand up to us. We can finish them off in a second. We can make whole species go extinct if we want to. And I think we realise that. And it's almost like we are apologising for that, isn't it? We are saying, we'll help, don't worry, we'll see you through this hard time. We've got a bad press, but basically we're all right underneath. We're good, we're a good species. Let's show you we are. Then you'll remember us as a good species, because we don't want to be remembered as bad. So feed the birds. 19.99 a bag. 19.99, 19.99, 19.99 a bag. You'll feel better, they'll feel better, the world will be better, and you will have secured your place in the kingdom of heaven. Hello mate, we've got a great day, great weather, great bird feeding. And even on my pension, I can afford it. And we shall see you on the flip. Peace and love.